Captain and Misunderstood here. What's wrong?
Oh, I thought it was Misunderstood and Captain. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Today, I am going to attempt to make bagels.
And I'll just get a video. Yeah, this will be fun. I'll video.
And we all know that the captain is the cook in the house, so I'm not even touching those bagels, only to put in my mouth. So we thought we would share this video with you to help you learn how to make everything bagel because they are so good. And I won't tell secrets, but this is a very, very easy recipe. Take it over, Captain, because I don't know anymore. I just know to eat.
Bagels. People don't talk about making bagels. I don't know why they don't talk about making bagels. They always just about buying bagels, but they're pretty easy to make. They're actually really easy to make, and they're pretty quick too. So here's what we're going to need. This is real maple syrup. This has no sugar added or anything. This is maple syrup. You can use this if you can get. If you have some other things that you would prefer. Some people use other kinds of syrups, maybe honey, but some syrup. Sea salt. Active dry, not instant, active. Water, already heated. And bread flour. All-purpose flour will work just fine. This is bread flour. It's milled a little finer, so it does a little better job. First thing you want to do, 350 grams of water, about a cup and a half.
What is that?
This is an instant read thermometer, and I have put it in the microwave for 1 minute. Oh. And what's the temperature?
110.
Okay, looks like 111. But 110 is your target. A little above 110 is okay. Below 120, you have to have below 120 or you'll kill your yeast. So take about a tablespoon of your sugar. In this case, I'm using
maple syrup.
Maple syrup. You can use honey. You can use other kinds of syrups.
I'm going to watch your videos so I can learn how to do this.
I think you should.
Since I'm retired now, I could at least make you a bagel for breakfast.
Right.
No?
So I'm going to start here and just mix that in a little bit. And then I'm going to take my mixer bowl. Put that in here. I'm going to add about a tablespoon, about 2 1/4 teaspoons, roughly just a little bit under a tablespoon. And honestly, I don't even measure. You just about can't over yeast things. So it's about 1 packet of yeast, but I want to make sure it performs good. So put that in and then stir it up. Use the business end of this. Get my yeast wet and exposed to the warm water and the sugars and let it get started blooming.
So when do you add the sea salt?
Don't stay in your lane. The sea salt, you don't want to add the salt right here because the yeast doesn't like a lot of salt. It can tolerate salt, but if you put the salt in now, the yeast won't appreciate that. And this is all about the yeast right now. So
I was just making sure you know what you're doing.
So
you're not reading anything.
We're going to leave it just like that for about 10 minutes. I'm using King Arthur. I really like the King Arthur brand. They're not paying me anything for this, but I like the King Arthur brand. It's an employee-owned company. All their stuff is grown in the United States, and they don't bleach it, which is a poison, and then add stuff back that they just took out of it, right? They just, if you read the ingredients, it's just wheat. It's unbleached, hard red wheat flour and enzyme. So if you read a lot of them, they've got, all this stuff they add to it. Don't take it out of it to begin with. You won't have to add it back. So this is the This is the flour, and if you look in here, you can see that the yeast is working. It's bloomed. It's got this foamy head on it. It is going crazy right now. So I don't want to waste any time. This is my mixer bowl. So I'm going to take and add in my flour. And I always add my flour on top of my water or my liquid. Sometimes I make a loaf bread out of buttermilk. But I always add the flour on top. It keeps it from clumping up. All right. And then I always use about 2%. So this is 550 grams. So 2% would be 11 grams of sea salt, non-iodized sea salt, no iodine. You don't need, no, iodine is necessary, but you don't need too much. Then we're gonna get to the Pampered Chef in a little while.
Oh.
Okay, break.
All right.
Okay, so I put it on my mixer. I'm gonna start out with the mixer, not the dough hook, because this does take a few minutes. And so I'm just gonna put it on low because it takes a minute to get this to lump together.
So this is not your dough hook. This is what type of hook?
This is your mixer.
Okay. You said that. I'm sorry.
A couple times, but it's okay.
Be quiet.
All right, now I can switch to the dough hook.
Okay.
And most of this stuff will just, it's really wet, really wet. So we want it on the wetter side. You can see it's so wet it just sticks to my fingers like crazy. But we want it on the wetter side right now because that makes a nice, smooth, silky dough. We're not making cookies here. You know, oatmeal raisin cookies where you want a big, lumpy, shaggy dough. This you want really nice and fine. So, switch to the dough hook.
There's the dough hook. How long?
Several minutes. This is gonna go on for 8 to 10 minutes potentially. I'm washing my hands, getting this wet dough off of me. You're gonna let it just go. If it looks like it needs a little flour, we'll add maybe a tablespoon at a time. Same thing for water, but I think it feels pretty good. So it's going to take a while to build up. You know, when you knead something, in this case using the dough hook, mimics the kneading process. You're building the gluten bonds, and the gluten is what makes it hold together. So with a bagel, you want a really gluten-y exterior so that it's got that nice, thick, bagel-y kind of chewy crust to it, but you want the inside to be pillowy, right? So you have to just knead the heck out of it. And this looks really good because it's what I'm seeing here in this particular case. You can see how it's kind of hanging out. It doesn't stay all in the middle all the time like it's doing right now. You'll see that it kind of flips out and it'll start hitting the sides. You turn it up a little bit and it'll actually slap the sides. And that's kind of what you're looking for. But you don't want to run it too fast, but you just have to let it go and do its thing for a little while. And if you want to stick your spatula down in there and kind of pull it down a little bit, you can also stop it, pull it up, and just, if you do it quickly, you won't get any on your hands. Put that whole dough ball down
It's
in the middle.
fun just to watch this.
Yeah, I like working with dough. See, that's almost to the point where you would want to do something because it's spinning in the middle without moving much. And then right as you get ready to do something, it falls out and starts the process again. So I think I'm going to leave it. You can also speed it up one more notch. This is just on 2. And like I said, you'll see how it starts to slap the sides. Let this run for several minutes. This is what I was talking about. See how it's slapping the sides of it? All right, it's still got a little ways to go.
That's how I slap you around.
You can't move that fast. What I wanted to show you was you take it and you can pull it off the hook without getting it on your hands now.
That's so
you
cool.
can kind of work it a little bit, right? It feels good. It looks not super smooth and silky yet, but that's what you're looking for. So it still needs a few minutes. With pasta, they say that you should be able to pull it,
Stay in your lane.
and read a love letter through it. So all I'm trying to do, this isn't
I don't
pasta.
see my name on it.
Well, this isn't pasta either, but see how you can start to see right as it starts to, like you can just barely start to see through it, but it breaks apart before that happens. That means that the gluten isn't strong enough yet, and it needs a few more minutes. Okay, we've been going for several more minutes, and it's time. I checked it, and I believe it's ready to go. So what you can see here is, see how silky smooth it looks? See how good it pulls? It's not cracking. Now, if I take it and really pull, it'll crack. But, you know, I can take and make a nice kind of jellyfish size ball, you know, bigger than a softball size, and it's nice and smooth. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to oil it just a touch and then let it rise.
And what type of oil are you using?
Always extra virgin olive oil. And be really particular about which one you get. Cold pressed extra virgin olive oil.
Now rub your hands and they'll be soft.
Yeah. But first, let's cover it. And we'll set it in the oven.
A work of art.
See that little bowl in there? Take that and
work it out. You have
work
to
it a little
out.
bit. Kind of good.
Jennifer's going to be excited that you are doing this recipe because she wants it.
You have to push down on this. If you just
have
do
to put
this,
pressure.
it won't do much. Yeah, you have to put some pressure on it. And if you get these little flat spots that don't want to come out, you can flatten it down a little bit and put some pressure on it like that, and that helps. Don't worry, if you're using the right yeast, it'll puff right back up.
Why are you so quiet?
You got nothing to say.
Look at there, look at there. Mm-mm. My favorite. Got some pampered chef here.
I'm the chef, so pamper me.
That's another video.
Huh. We don't play that one.
We don't play that.
No, not only at certain parties. Time is kind of the essence here, because you want these to rise really good the next time, because we're just about to shape them and let them rise, and so you don't want them to sit here burning that yeast off for no good reason. So now I've got them out. I'm going to go back to my first one. I'm going to pat it down. And then I'm gonna go right to the middle and make a hole. Put 2 fingers between it.
Oops, sorry I missed that one. Such an art.
And you see, this is gonna grow together. That hole in the middle is gonna be really small here in a minute.
That one's lopsided.
That's the beauty of them. There are no two alike. They're all unique and different, just like all the other ones.
Those would make some good donuts.
They actually are pretty good as donuts with some glaze on them or some sugary butter.
Be quiet.
You just got on to me about that.
I don't want donuts.
Then why did you bring them up?
Honey butter would be good too. Like those yeast rolls you made last night. Oh my goodness.
But the yeast rolls were nothing without the sweet butter.
Oh yeah. Oh well, they were good still.
Yeah, but with that sweet butter.
So you're gonna take some of these to work tomorrow, right?
I'm not going to work tomorrow. So no,
Oh shoot.
none of these
I
are
was
going to
hoping you
work.
would go to work tomorrow. I'm retired.
If I took these with me, you wouldn't have any.
I know. And just think, you learned this from your mom.
No, I didn't.
Not the bagels, but
My love
Yeah.
of cooking.
yeah, the
Yeah.
basics of cooking, because she had her own restaurant.
She had multiple restaurants.
And, you know, you got this experience.
All right,
So
set
now
those
what
like that. Cover them up.
Hey, good looking.
So now that we've got them shaped and they're rising, it's going to take, they need to sit there for 15, 20 minutes. But what we need to do is we need to get some water ready.
You sure that's not wine?
No. So
Ease up on that bottle. It won't
This
splash
is-
so much.
this, you just dump it down low, you'll be all right. This jug is water that I saved from earlier this weekend.
So you're
Normally-
using the same water.
Normally I don't have the same water left over, but it's special water because it's got about 3 tablespoons of maple syrup in it, and it has some baking soda in it. The maple syrup is for
So-
flavor, and the baking soda is for the chemistry side of this.
And why is it important that you get this water right?
Water that you put this in is huge. It's very important. I use distilled water or pure spring water. Don't use tap water or anything with chlorine or any other chemicals in it. You don't want that. You want to think about your water. Bring it up to a boil, and then we'll be ready.
Okay.
So now it's time to boil them. These guys have sat for 15, 20 minutes. You can see different sizes, different shapes. So you want to go back to your very first one. Oh, they stuck. I'm not supposed to do that. They're gonna look funny. Flip it over. Let that pretty top get started.
So to keep them from sticking is just kind
Put
of
them a little further apart.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got them a little too close together.
Oh
And
well.
I'm gonna go ahead and get 3 in here.
So why do you boil bagels? What's did they say, or
I don't know. It's part of the process for making bagels. That's all I know. I know it. I mean, there's some chemical reasons why, but you know, I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this one.
so how long do you let it boil?
30 seconds to a minute per side. So a total of about 2 minutes per bagel.
Okay. Careful, it's hot.
I know.
Well, just letting others know that
Oh,
as
I
well.
thought you were talking to me. I'm like, yeah,
No.
I'm the one standing in front of this pot of boiling water. So don't worry about how rough they look right now. That will smooth out when you actually cook them.
Smells good.
So I'm going to go ahead and take the first one. Drain the water off. Put it down.
That's when you put the Pampered Chef
And immediately
everything seasoning.
put the everything on it immediately so
Because
it
you want it to stick.
sticks.
Yummy. All the steam. Oh, it looks like the fireplace makes the house look on fire with the smoke coming out. Here we go. So as you can see, he is really loading the bagel up with everything bagel seasoning from Pampered Chef. And the boiling water, remember, the water is extremely important.
Don't just get tap water unless you're on a well. Pay attention to your water. This makes the water that you make the bagels with and the water that you boil the bagels in makes a difference. So use the best water you can find. Some of you in Tennessee and North Carolina have some amazing water. Up in New York is some amazing water for this kind of stuff. That's why so many bourbons and whiskeys are so good coming from certain regions, because their water is so good. What they start with is so good.
Wow.
That it just takes it over the top and makes it that much better.
Those are beautiful. Look at there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Okay, y'all. Look at this.
They need to sit for a little bit.
Why? I can't wait.
Well, eat all you want, but you're going to burn your mouth and your taste buds.
Those are gorgeous. Made it on our Peppered Chef pizza stone. Here.
You're going to cut a bagel like that?
Well, I think we would do a half.
What are we going to do with the other half?
Save it for tomorrow morning.
What?
Honey, it's 10 o'clock. You really want me to eat a bagel at 10 o'clock at night?
No, I don't. Cut
Okay,
it.
well, let's do
Cut
it
it.
then.
Cut it. Does that knife cut better than it did
Oh,
earlier?
Gosh, yeah, she sharpened it.
Yeah.
Much
Watch my
better.
knife sharpening video.
Where's the cream cheese? You're not doing your job here.
I'm
Actually,
filming.
we
Look
just
at
need
that.
to taste it, right?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful texture. Beautiful.
Want to bite it first?
You go for it.
Mmm. 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 Oh my gosh.
Oh, that is so good.
It's delicious.
Mm.
And the ones you made last night that we ate all? Delicious. Mmm.
If anything in this video helped you at all,
Please like and subscribe. Thank you.